All right. We are going to see Black Panther. Yay! That's Shan back there. Asia, Terry. All right. This brings back memories. About 2 summers ago.
Oh, sorry.
Summer 2019, actually. I came here to see Beyonce in The Lion King. Same movie theater. Now, Wakanda. Let's go. And we're a little late, but that's okay. Happy Saturday. It is 11:56 and we have just arrived at our aquatic center so we can do our water drills. Today's the only Saturday class that we have. We started this morning with just some other class stuff, and now this. No, I think I'm out of space. Oh no. Say hi.
Hello.
That's Hannah. That's Chelsea. We went for a little swim.
Except for a dip.
Saturday's over. Praise the Lord.
Yeah, barely.
Hey, y'all. So I'm back from the pool, and I do realize that I need to recap Thursday and Friday and today, Saturday, since I did not. But y'all already know I gotta go look and see what we did those days. So literally, this is whatever. This is the schedule so I can see what we were doing. So Thursday, we did first aid. So Wednesday, my half of the AM class did CPR, which has my knees still like sore, because when you're doing CPR, you know, you have to kind of be kneeling over the victim, and you know, you're pumping and all of that stuff. So that was like a workout, but we learned to do, I talked to y'all about that. So that was Wednesday. So Thursday, focus on Thursday, Alexia. Thursday was first aid. So we had a 4-hour class of going over first aid, how to recognize symptoms and signs, certain medical conditions that those can lead to, and just what to do if we need to give first aid to someone, whether that is just putting on the bandage or to the extreme of having to literally call for medical help while we're in the air. I know a lot of y'all watch TV, and so you always see on airplanes they're saying, hey, there's a doctor or somebody, you know, on board that can help. That is a real thing. You do that as well. But there's also another step that we take where the captains are able to make a phone call and they assist us with whatever is going on. So we did that, and we learned how to do a sling and how to do a bandage and all of that. So that was on Thursday. Then we got our uniforms. I will say this, my JetBlue uniform is probably always going to be hands down my favorite uniform, because it was just cute. It was just the colors I loved, the navy blue and orange. The style of the uniform was really pretty. My uniform at American, I wasn't in love with it. It's actually very boring. And then now here, this uniform is okay. They got me in some very oversized clothing, and all the companies do that. They want you to be able to move in your uniform. It doesn't need to be super fitted to where you are restricted, because our duties come first, right? Our number one duty is safety, and our second to that is customer service. So if we're gonna be lifting and pulling and pushing and squatting and dipping and doing, you can't have, mini skirts and tight dresses, because it's very restricting. So they are super particular when you select your uniforms in week 1. They make you try on everything. they tell you, you know, grab what size you think you are, and then they grab like two bigger sizes. So I'm very top heavy for my ladies, and they made me kind of get like a wide, 12 wide, 14 wide, 16 wide, and things to make sure that, you know, I wasn't restricted in this area. Now, because of that, everything waist down is very big. So I say all that to say that I'm gonna have to get a few dresses altered. I'm looking at the stuff, y'all, sorry. And my skirts, but everything else actually didn't fit too bad. I did swap a shirt with one of my classmates because it was just too big. But anyway, so uniforms we got that day. Oh, we also did the slide jump, evacuation slide jump, which is literally just as it sounds. When you evacuate an aircraft, there is a slide, an inflatable slide that is packed very tightly into the door, and long story short, if we have to evacuate, that slide will then deploy. So we had to jump out of the aircraft onto the slide and slide correctly. The first time I did not slide right, so I had to go a second time. They want to make sure that you're sitting up and you're kind of able to not fall off the slide, basically, you know, fall onto the ground or whatever. So anyways, I had to slide twice, which was kind of fun. Some people were terrified because people are scared of heights and just it's a very small jump, but you can't sit down and slide. You have to, as crew, you have to jump and slide, because that is what we would be doing to direct our passengers. We say jump and slide. It's not like a, you know, playground slide where you sit and then you slide. It's a jump and slide, so we had to demonstrate that. And then we had study hall. We've been having a lot of study halls lately. So that was Thursday. Now Friday, we had our introduction to ditching, which is what we did at the pool today, but they call it dry ditching, but you only ditch in the water, but because we weren't actually in the water yesterday, they referred to it as dry ditching. So we went over, we had like our PowerPoint class over it, and then we went down into the raft in the building, and they showed us how things work, so that was the dry ditching portion of it. And then I'm getting real estate emails. And then we had a review for our exam that we have on Monday. This is going to be our final exam. Like I've been saying this whole vlog, we only have 2 like written exams, multiple choice, 100 questions, 45 minutes to take the exam. We have our final one on Monday. So we did a review for that exam. I'm feeling pretty confident about it. I felt pretty confident about test number 1, and I feel the same amount of confidence about test number 2. So that's that. And then after that, we had another study hall where we can just kind of sit in the classroom and study. And then today wasn't as early as the rest of the week. This whole week, we rotated Monday through Friday. We rotated between the bus departing from our hotel at 4:15 or 4:45. I think Monday was 4:15, 4:45, 4:15, 4:45, 4:15, and then today, Saturday, the bus left at 5:45. We haven't seen a 5 something since, like, I think week 1, maybe week 2. I think that Monday we had a 5:15 or something, but I was sleeping so good last night, y'all. Like, the AM class it has its pros and cons. I think I've said that also. Clearly the con is having to be up so early, but also we get out of class, you know, normally by about 2:33, and we still kind of have the rest of the day to do what we want to do. Honestly, it just depends on the type of person that you are. But today, Saturday, we got to class. Class started at about 6:30. We did mock flights, basically. So that's basically, they call some crews up and they make you go through the whole phase of flight, right? Of course, they fast forward the flight, so we're not flying for like an hour or two, or mock flying for an hour or two. They just want to make sure that you know what you're supposed to be doing when you're pre-flighting the plane. During boarding, what are your announcements? What are your duties? When we get to 10,000 feet, what are your announcements? What are your duties? When it's time to prepare for landing, what are your announcements? What are your duties? When we land, what are your announcements? What are your duties? When we get to the gate for deplaning, what are your announcements? What are your duties? So basically, we acted that out today, and they just kept calling different crews up, and everybody was just acting it out depending on whatever phase of flight they would call you up. I didn't go today. They basically did half of the class today, and then they'll do the next half of the class on Wednesday. So then after that, we shipped off to the pool. And if you're scared of swimming, or scared of the water, scared of that experience, if it makes you really nervous, we had one girl today that was beyond nervous. She was crying. I'll tell you this. Normally, the classes, your classmates, your cohorts here are very supportive. Like, that is the one thing that you experience in trainings, that everybody comes together and is super supportive of you. So she felt the support. The instructors are there, and they do their best to make you feel as comfortable and safe as possible. Me, I'm a swimmer. I don't have them problems. But for those that do, and I understand that those are real fears, real fears. And yes, here at this airline, you do have to do your ditching assessment. It's not a proficiency, it was an assessment today, basically, but you do have to do it. So what we did today was, you put your life vest on. They make you basically jump into the pool, kind of simulating how you would jump into the water if you were to crash land in water. So they make you jump off. You can't sit and jump in. They make you stand up and jump into the water. Then they make you do a little huddle position where you grab your knees, and then if there's people around you, which there will be people around you, they make you do a group huddle position. They want to see you do these positions and show that you know how to do these positions, because this helps keep your body warm and prevent hypothermia. And then we had to swim to the raft, and then there were other classmates, but they were like able-bodied assistants, would be passengers, and they helped pull you into the raft. And then we had to put the canopy over the raft and then roll back out of the raft. And when I say roll, I literally mean roll in and roll out. And that was it. If your class is focused and you get it done, it took us maybe about 40 minutes to complete the whole thing. So not that bad at all. That was today, and we're done. The PM class went to the pool before us. And I'm assuming it's just based on, because whatever the facility we use, their hours. So of course the PM class is after the AM class normally, but they switched it up. They went to the pool first thing today, and now they're wet little puppy dogs in class, which we had class first, pool, and then came back to the hotel, which is a benefit to me of being in the PM class, because I doubt they had time to shower, do any of that. They just had to change and now go to class for another 4 hours and be in that chlorine smelling skin of theirs. So yeah, y'all, that is the update. I've been talking for 12 minutes. Next week is our last week. God, I'm so happy, y'all. I never want to do a flight attendant training again. I've said it a few times on this vlog. This is not difficult for me. It is just, it's early. It's a lot. It's not difficult. It's just a lot. It's just a lot. So let's see what we have planned for next week. So I said Monday, first thing is going to be exam number 2 over irregular operations. Then we have a foundations in hospitality class. discussing how we can be brand ambassadors for our airline, explain hospitality and how to provide it on the aircraft, operating experience guidelines, be prepared to discuss the expectations of your, for the OE, the ODA. Yeah, so then enhanced critical thinking, we have a guest speaker. So mostly next week, like we've pretty much learned our job. As of today, we have learned all portions and increments of our job as flight attendants. Now next week goes into just kind of fine tuning some things. So here they're talking about foundation and hospitality. We'll have a guest speaker from our union come in. It says a guest speaker from, I don't know what that stands for. We have a few guest speakers next week. They're going to prepare us for our operational experience, which I believe our operational experience, my operational experience flight, I think is next week Thursday. I think PM once again goes the day before us and we go Thursday, which is me working as a flight attendant. So there'll be a full crew on whatever flights that I'm working, and I will basically be shadowing the different positions of flight attendants and working my first flight to get that operational experience before they just kind of throw you out on the line. This isn't my first go around, y'all already know, so I've done an OE before and I've worked plenty of flights before. But it will be nice to see, just everything that we've been learning over the last 3 weeks, how it looks live and put together and actually in the air, and me partaking in that. So anyways, I'll give y'all more details on next week when we get there. But yeah, that's it. Let me just look and see what my OE flight is. I go from Dallas to Chicago O'Hare, then O'Hare to Orlando, and Orlando back to Dallas. It's gonna be a long day. I reported the gate at 9:15, and it says I am released at 9:05. So that is almost a 12-hour day, 11 hours and 50 minutes. Woo, yeah. I'm gonna take me a little nap. I shampooed my hair, so it's a little wet, but nap time. Bye, y'all.